The biggest challenge that I faced wasn't really being in a bikini and posing on stage, because honestly I had worked so hard on my body. It was the best that it had ever looked in years. So being in a bikini was the last thing I was worried about.
She fell, she fought, and in the end, she emerged victorious. This is the woman of today, and she is made of steel. Come and watch how she slays.
Hi everyone, my name is Navreet Josan. I am an IFBB Bikini Pro and I also work in the beauty and makeup industry. So I've been lifting weights since 11th grade, and I remember after a couple of years I was looking for a coach, and she was the one who introduced me to the idea of competing in bodybuilding shows. And it was super exciting because at that point there were no girls who were competing in IFBB bikini shows. Also, when I looked up the athletes in that category, I found them to be super aspirational because that was a body that I always aspired. So that is how my journey in bodybuilding began. When you start competing, you start with the smaller, more amateur shows and slowly work your way up to the pro qualifying shows, where you have the opportunity to win a pro card and become a part of the IFBB Pro League. And then when you start competing at the IFBB Pro shows, that literally is your road to Olympia. And Olympia is, as many of you might know, the biggest, most prestigious bodybuilding show ever, where it's a great opportunity for athletes to showcase their hard work to the entire world. The biggest challenge that I faced wasn't really being in a bikini and posing on stage, because honestly I had worked so hard on my body. It was the best that it had ever looked in years. So being in a bikini was the last thing I was worried about. But for me, I think it was the lack of mentors in India. So I didn't really have anyone I could look up to. My coach wasn't here with me in India. So just that super conducive environment that you need for prep was missing. So at my first show, I had an amazing time. I don't think I was nervous or anything like that on stage. I had a great time, it got over so soon. The atmosphere backstage was amazing. Everyone was super supportive, super helpful. I made a whole bunch of friends. So I placed in top 5 in my first show, and I later on got to know that placing in top 5 in competitions is a big deal. So that was good news. The following years I competed in loads of different shows like the New Jersey State Championship, New York Grand Prix, the Easterns, and a bunch of different shows. So in these shows I placed anywhere like 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. But my biggest win was at Shiru Classic, where I won the overall show, which was absolutely a thrilling experience. And then in 2017, I won the overall show at the Shiru Classic Pro Qualifier Series, which is when I got my pro card and I became a part of the very prestigious IFBB Pro League. To tell you a little bit about my training, I train twice a week. So in the morning, I will usually do my cardio, which can be anywhere between half an hour to an hour. And in the evening, I will do my weight training, which takes me about an hour and a half. And when I'm really close to a show, my coach will give me maybe another hour of cardio in the evening. Now, I train 5 to 6 days in a week, out of which 3 days I train legs. Entering the world of bikini championships definitely helped me break a lot of stereotypes in India, because I remember years back, the sport of bodybuilding was very male dominated. I think there's a lot of awareness now, and we see a lot of encouragement and support coming from these people, but I feel we still have a lot of work to do. My advice to anyone who's thinking about competing would be to first speak to someone who's already done this to understand the nitty-gritties that go into everything. So the lifestyle change it's going to take, the discipline and sacrifice that goes into it, etc. Now, once you feel ready, I would suggest investing in a good coach who has a good track record of producing champions, and just go for it. You're really going to enjoy this journey. You're going to learn a lot about yourself and how you're going to push yourself. You're going to learn a lot about nutrition, training, and so many different things. So overall, it's going to be a really enjoyable experience and something you look back and say that, wow, I did that. So guys, that was my journey in the world of fitness and bodybuilding. And I hope there are a few things that resonated with you and you're also able to take some inspiration from it. Thank you so much for making the time to hear about my journey. Take care. Bye bye.